Yo, what's up, guys? Second channel Ram here to talk about another fighting game for this month of EVO. And in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about another great new gen fighting game, in my opinion, the second best of the newer ones that's out right now. Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty Gear Strive.
If you don't already know, the series is where we talk about one fighting game per month until EVO and a bit afterwards. So for today, we're talking about Guilty Gear Strive. I recently got into this franchise as a whole, like maybe 3-4 months ago. I got it when I was on sale, like everything I get on Steam basically. And I've heard about it, I've seen clips of it, and I thought, oh, maybe I could try it. And I did, and I really like it. Yeah, so Guilty Gear Strive came out in June of 2021, I think. Yeah, I think that's when it came out, and it's had a lot of installments before. I checked the wiki, and there's a lot of Guilty Gear games. I did not know that. I barely heard about it in that month, like, just started playing it. I Strive, and then I really enjoyed it. I got into the series. I actually got Guilty Gear XRD Rev 2 and Sign, which I will be playing later in this month, both. So it's a really good game. Now, the main thing that I really like about it is its gameplay and its mechanics and all that stuff. That's kind of what really drives me into liking a fighting game, how it plays, mostly. And I gotta say, out of every fighting game I've played, I think Guilty Gear Strive has one of the better gameplays. So we have things that are completely different from what I'm used to. So we have things like, it's like Drive Rush. It's like their version of Drive Rush. I don't know what it's called off the top of my head. We also have things like Roman Cancel, which is kind of complicated. I'll talk about that later. But we also have things like they have a meter system too. It's like their burst. They call it the burst, or tension meter. There's 2 meters. So there's a kind of a get off me kind of situation where you use blue burst and they'll kind of get you off you if you're getting like cornered or something like that. There's also Roman Cancel Yellow, which is golden burst, which is same thing, but you waste tension instead of burst, I think. So that's, if you're already getting attacked, you just use that, and then if you're blocking, you use the other burst. So that's kind of that. And it's kind of like classic fighting game where you have the tension, which can do a cool cinematic move, you know, all that. So nothing that special there. But the defense stuff there is different. There's also Roman Cancel, which is like a modifier. You can use it depending on how you use it. It can modify your attacks, your defense, stuff like that. So there's that. 2 things I like about Strive that I feel like all fighting games, or some fighting games, should have, is that you can sprint without costing anything. So for example, Street Fighter 6, you can use Drive Rush, but it costs 2 meters, and it just to get closer, because you can like kind of speed walk a bit, but like it's not as fast as Drive Rush, and it costs them. Or in Strive, you can literally run across to your opponent and without it costing anything really. And there is one where you can get closer, that's like even faster, but even just as default running, I feel like is pretty good as is. Like, why does it have to cost something in order to run? That's kind of another con I thought about just now about Street Fighter 6. But that's kind of what I like about Strive, where you can just run up to someone and it doesn't cost anything. Because there is a meter. There is no EX moves, I guess, so maybe. But the meter you can use for certain attacks or get obviously the attack. I don't know what it's called. What like the critical art is, card super art. But that like it doesn't to run it doesn't cost meters, so that's really a plus to me. And then there's also double jump and like kind of like mid air jump. Like you can jump really high if you. What I've noticed, you can kind of jump like a charge jump where you like are back into a corner. You can like jump really far up, and it's good. That's pretty cool. Um, and then the double jump is like kind of. There's also double like jump back, which is really good, really good. I feel like so like if you can use it to like make them throw out an attack. So like if they're doing something and you jump towards them, but you can jump back, and then if they're gonna do something, then you can jump forward again, and like I think that's a really cool mechanic. The double jump, like kind of jump cancel sort of. So that's another good thing. Honestly I feel like I like Guilty Gear's gameplay a bit more, like on par or the same as Street Fighter 6. Like there's a lot of really good things about it. Alright, now let's talk about some design features about Strive that are different from basically any fighting game, really. So, you have Street Fighter 6 with this kind of like 3D-ish art style, and it's really visual, kind of realistic looking characters. The same with KOF, Tekken, Mortal Kombat. Strive doesn't do that. It has like it is 3D kind of, but like it's kind of like anime-esque style instead of more realistic looking characters, which is really unique. I like it. Like it's not a problem to me. I think it's really cool. Everybody looks really good. Everyone looks really unique, and I like the art style. That's like really different from all these kind of like characters that want to look really human-like. Like let's say some I guess some Street Fighter characters, Tekken characters. So it's a really different art style, like in between realistic and anime-esque. Like let's say a game like Demon Slayer fighting game, and Street Fighter like lies in between. It looks kind of like 3D, but it also has its own anime-esque style. So it's like in between. I don't know what to describe it, but it's a really unique art style. Like it's still really good. All the close-ups and stuff, like. It looks super polished. It's a really good looking game as well. There's a lot of cool characters and stuff like that. There's even a story mode, like kind of like a whole kind of like series you can watch in. Okay, this is kind of getting into the next part, but let's talk about some of the features, I guess. So there's a story mode, but it's not like your regular story mode where you would play and go and interact at the same time. Guilty Gear Strive story mode is basically you watch a bunch of movies, kind of. So I haven't finished it. I'm like watching it whenever I feel like it, because I mostly like to play the game instead of watching it. But I'll finish the story mode eventually. But anyways, there's a whole story, and it looks great. Like it looks like the game, but good. Like it has a really unique story mode. I haven't obviously I'm not done with it, so I can't really give a kind of summarize the story, but it looks really visually appealing. And it's a really actually interesting story mode, so yeah. I don't want to get into spoilers and then kind of explain it. Also, I'm not done with it again, so I can't really, even if I wanted to talk about spoilers, I can't because I'm not done with it. But it looks really good. Like it doesn't look bad. It looks good. It's better than some animes, to be honest. But yeah, it's a very visually appealing story. Now, there are some modes that are different than most fighting games, so I'll get into those now. There is a mission feature that gives you, like, you basically get to do learn about different moves, the basics, which I really, really, really love, man. I'm not being sarcastic, but in what I've noticed throughout looking at older, gotten like, not completely old, but like in the middle fighting games, like the 2000s kind of games, They don't. You kind of have to learn on your own. Like you can't. There's no like menu for like basic controls and stuff like that. Like you kind of are expected to know. So like, for example, Ultimate Marvel 3. I don't know how to use that team stuff. So I was doing some training, and I actually made a video on the main channel if you want to watch it. And then I was playing yesterday also a bit by myself, kind of playing it, because it's pretty fun. And I had to learn on my own, like there's no button system like to do it. Like there's no basic controls and stuff like that, like, oh, do this button to jump really high or something like that. And Strive does that. There's like, you get to learn how to double jump, how to go forward, use Roman cancel, use burst, use light attacks, all that stuff, which I think is really cool because I got into it recently, like in March, and I didn't know anything about it, didn't know how I was gonna play, and the missions was there, and it kind of walked me through. And another thing I like, but also don't like, is that they make you do it 5 times. I like it because basically they make you want to lock it in your brain how to do it. And so I appreciate that. They want you to know what to do. They make you have to do it at least 3 of the 5 times. So yeah, I don't like it because this is more like a skill issue, but eventually you have to learn combos, and after I've completed once, I don't want to do it again. But they make you do it 3 times in order to complete it. That's just a skill issue. So yeah, so they really want you to lock down these things. They make you do it multiple times, and I really like that. So that's a very nice touch. Now, obviously, Strive, like most fighting games, has its online system. You can go battle opponents, you can go fight people, but it's a bit different than what you would expect. It's actually the most different out of any fighting game I've ever played. You basically, it's called a tower, so there's a tower, and in that tower there's 10 floors. Depending on your skill, the higher you are. So the 10 is like all the pros, number 1 is like starters, people trying to barely starting the game. So for starters, I'm right now in like Tower 6. I recently taken a break because I've been getting kicked a bunch by a bunch of players online, so I've gotten a little like stressed because like I didn't want to keep D-ranking, so a few weeks ago, I just stayed at 4-6. I haven't played the game since. I've been watching the story, if anything. But yeah, so I guess 6 is like the intermediate players and like that. So instead of ranking up to like Street Fighter to get Legend, here you just get higher on the tower, and also your character has a level. So the more people you beat, the higher your level goes. Like the pros are probably like level 10,000. I'm not joking, like 10,000. Like I'm literally level 80, so like I'm like not even that high. So, but anyways, how the online is different is that instead of waiting in a queue, just sitting there searching for opponents, you just, excuse me, sorry, you like create your own avatar, and you have to walk into like different like stations, and each station you can pair up with a new opponent, and like you get 3 fights. Also, that's kind of cool. Like in Street Fighter 6, you have to do first to 2 wins, or like 3 matches. But here, you just do all 3, even if you win all 3 or win the first 2. So that's cool. It's very unique, and I like it. I can see why people don't. And each slot, like there's multiple lobbies in each floor you can join, and they're kind of small. Like getting the max is 32 players, but either way, it's still a little cool experience. You can make an avatar instead of. You can look at other things instead of just waiting there for searching for opponent. So that's really unique about it, and I kind of like it more than just sitting there and waiting for an opponent to queue up. And you can kind of see who you're fighting, so you don't have to. Like this is kind of another problem I had with Street Fighter and Smash. That you kind of pair up with the same opponents in your level. Where with here, you can choose if you want them to fight them again or not. Like, you can just go to a different place, find somebody new, fight them and stuff like that. So, I really like that. There's also open park where you just go fight people without rank, just casual matches. So that's cool as well. Now, obviously, it has also their classic fighting game ones where you can do arcade mode, survival, which I didn't know was like, I didn't know they would do survival. Like, I only seen Street Fighter ever do survival, so I didn't know they would do survival. But that's just like again, I didn't know anything about going into Guilty Gear, so seeing survival was pretty cool. I even did it on the channel. So you want to go? I literally made a whole video on Guilty Gear Strive on my main channel, so if you want to go see that. But yeah, so you can do survival, arcade mode. The arcade mode has some story, but I'll get into that a bit. But another two like little modes that I like a lot are the marine mode is fishing. It's just like a little gimmick. Like, you can make your avatar, and your avatar goes fishing, and you can collect items throughout the series for your avatar. Like, you can wear Soul Bad Guy's shirt with Kai's hair and like what's it called, chip sandals. Like, you can customize your character by getting different clothes that other characters wear, or just others, you know, stuff like that. So you can even get music, art, stuff for another thing. That other thing is like this room where you can make scenes. Like, you can have characters in different positions, looking at different things. Like, that's another really cool thing. They kind of do that in Smash, but that's a cool thing I like about this. Like, you can make your own scenes, kind of like encapsulating something. I don't know. This is a really cool customization thing you can do, and I really like that about it. I haven't done it yet. I haven't played with it, but I would want to try it. But it looks like, you guys seen, you can also see other people's on there, like, publicly, and they look like you can do some funny stuff in there. So there is a combos section where you can pick up combos, learn them. But yeah, there's that basic mode. But there's another thing you can do in that combo section that I really wish more fighting games implemented, which is combo creation. You basically can create your own combo and post them online, and then have other people play them, use them, and stuff like that. Like, that's such a cool feature. Like, why don't other games have that? I feel like, I don't think I've ever played a game that you can create your own combo, and post it online. So that's really cool, because there's no default. Like, in that combo section, I think you could only play things that other people has posted and create your own. So like, that's cool. Like, especially in a game like, let's say, Street Fighter 6, where you only can play the ones that they gave you. In Guilty Gear Strive, you can create them, post them, and it basically get infinite combo trials, because everyone has their own kind of combo they can make. And I really like that. That's a really cool feature I like. I don't do them because everyone that I've seen online is really hard, and I'm not that great comboing at all in any game. So, but that's still a really nice touch. I feel like every fighting game should have, like, combos that you can make and post online. I gave every good thing about Strive. I kind of talk about some things I don't. Some cons, which like the Street Fighter one, I don't feel like they're critical. They're more like a skill issue to me. But oh, one more pro. I love the music of this game. Everyone's theme slaps. Like, everyone has a really good theme. Beats Street Fighter 6 out of the water. It's just great music. You can even collect music from other games as well, like previous Guilty Gear games, which I haven't done because I don't know them, and I haven't listened to all of them. You can even get them in that fishing mode, those musics. But yeah, also that's another thing. You can get them while fishing. The in-game currency is way easier to get, and 2 fish to get music, where in Street Fighter 6 you have to get drive tickets by grinding like missions and stuff like that, and it's kind of harder and more expensive to get those music. So that's another perk. But anyways, we're getting to cons now. I really don't rock with Roman cancel. It's literally a skill issue, but I feel like Roman cancel is a little difficult to use. And I think they even show you how to do some of them, some of the different ones. But when you like try to do it mid game and pop up the menu, it just says depending on what your attack is. Like it doesn't show. It's really hard. I would rather have a meter system where you can like just make your moves more powerful with a meter costing bar instead of the Roman cancel, because then sometimes you get the wrong one and like I don't. And you have to do it mid attack, so you have to be good at combos to really use Roman cancel. I feel like a bar meter would be better, but that's just like a skill issue. I prefer the bar system, like EX moves instead of Roman cancel. It's just really hard to use. I only know how to use one. That's just by standing. Also the golden one, the golden Roman cancel. So I just have to get better at it, but I just don't. I think it's a little complicated, and maybe a meter would be better in my opinion. So that's probably a skill issue. I don't really know Roman cancel all that well. So another thing about this, like another kind of con, but again I'm not complaining about it like horribly, is their cinematics. So example, their critical arts. Like some characters in this game have really cool arts, but they're kind of somewhat basic compared to, again, Street Fighter 6 and any Street Fighter. That's really like some Smash Bros. Final Smashes look cool in this one, but that's just like, I'm not complaining about it because again, you're really just using it to get damage, not really to look at it. They're like cool, but like they're like not consistent. Like you can tell some are done way more time and effort than others. But it's not a huge con. It's just be like maybe they could have been a bit better. I don't know, but that's just me. Maybe you guys think they look cool, but again, I do think they look cool, just not extremely cool. Like they're like, oh, I'm like, whoa, you know? But yeah, animating is not easy either. So I kind of again, it's not like a negative thing, but I feel like it could have been better. So another con I give thinking about just now is when you're playing online and you want to switch characters in the tower system. No matter who you choose, it's gonna stay the same floor you were with the previous character. So, for example, as far as I main Milia, but sometimes I play Chip for fun. But I'm at floor 6, level 80 with Milia. Like I'm at a completely different level. Like I'm just like compared to everybody else, I play her the most. I like the best with her, I guess. But when I used Chip randomly one day, I decided, oh, I'll play Chip for once. Like I don't play him that much. It stays at floor 6, and so I played some of my D rank to down to floor 4 with Chip because I don't hardly use him, but I use him every once in a while. And when I was all depressed, like damn, I'm at floor 4. I'll just go back to playing somebody I'm good with. I go back to Milia. I'm at floor 4 with Milia when I was at floor 6. Like with other characters in different games, you have our own rank for each character, which I really like. And here, if you get to the lowest floor with one character, it affects everybody else. So I wish everybody have their own floor. Like each character, they start at their own floor, and if you just want to switch to a different character, you get access to those floors, or like lose access to. So another thing is, just didn't mention, if you get to a higher floor, you can't access the floor underneath it in any of the ones. So if you're at 4 or 5, you can't go to 1, 2, 3, or 4 because you're too good for those. So they don't allow you to go in. And yeah, just wanted to mention that. I think that's pretty cool. Like just like most fighting games. But yeah, I just feel like everybody should have their own floor. So if you want to dabble with somebody online, it doesn't affect your whole reputation basically. So I don't know how long. I think they might be their 3rd, 4th year. I don't know which year this is gonna be Strive's year at EVO. I know it was their last year, and this is gonna be this year's. and it came out in 2021, so it might have been this might be the third year at EVO. So yeah, this is Strive's third year at EVO. And also, that's a good reason why I won Game of the Year 2021. I think it's just a great game. It's like it, it's in my tier list of games: Street Fighter, Smash, and then Strive, which is first off worthy. But when it comes to like franchises, KOF is like my second favorite, so it kind of hurts to put it over KOF, but it deserves it more nonetheless. But yeah, anyways, Strive, great game. Like my second favorite fighting game. Um, yeah, great game, great visuals. There's nothing much else I can say. Again, I am new to Strive, so I can't really talk about it. I give the lore I know because there's a bunch of Strive games, and the only first one I typed into was Guilty Gear Strive. But in the later months, we'll get into the other two. So yeah. Now this is a weird order because I was gonna usually do youngest to oldest, and there's just like a few games that came out in between Guilty Gear and Street Fighter 6, so it's a little off. But I'll try to make it consecutive with something else. But yeah, so this is day 2 of month of EVO, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't know what game I'll do tomorrow per usual, and yeah. If you have the currency, it's also on sale actually. I think a bunch of games are on sale on Steam right now. I think Guilty Gear is one of them. If you have the currency, get Strive. It's a really fun game. If you're new to fighting games, it'll walk you through. Like it's such a great game. Please play Guilty Gear Strive. Anyways, that's gonna be it. See you guys tomorrow for the next game. Bye.